Good evening, everybody. Yes. So, I accidentally deleted the video that I wanted, and now I have to explain what the hell I'm doing now. Hang on a minute. Yeah, that do. So that's basically Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This is the PS2 version actually, and they drive just as bad as me. Now in the video I deleted, I did explain that I wanted to do some talkie videos, but I hardly ever drive, and even if I do, it's a few miles at most, so I can't really talk for half an hour driving a real car. Plus I don't have a dash cam, don't really like driving my car. Mechanically it's fine, but it looks a bit of a mess at the moment. Teach you for lurking in the shadows, mate. So this video is basically going to be about, the systems that I had and when I had them, as close as I can remember. Funny thing is, the earlier stuff, I remember more accurately. So, of course, we have to start off with a VCS. Ooh, there's some sort of drugs thing going on there. Policeman just ran me over, that's rude. See, if I'm not in the car when it hits a policeman, I won't get in trouble for it, so. So my first system was the Atari 2600, if you're talking about proper systems. But the first console I ever got to connect up to the TV was actually a 10-game, Pong console. It was made by Radofin. I don't know if I'll insert any pictures into the video, because I can't really edit these videos because they're 50 frames per second. I think we need the music a bit louder here. Ooh. Not because I like it, just because it's stupid if you can't make out the music. So I got that from shit, that's the police. We're in trouble now. Luckily most of the taxis drive okay. So I remember we went to Brent Cross shopping centre when we lived in London. This would have been I think 1978. I'm not 100% sure. Could have been 1979. But I had that thing for at least a year, and it was a 2-player only system, so that was the first problem. It looked quite nice actually, it looked like something out of Blade 7 season 4. So yeah, I don't know, I might put some links to pictures in the description, if you can be bothered to click on them, please. Well, actually I prefer his. Oh bloody hell, we're causing a pile up. That's the best thing about this game, but I'll come on to that in a minute. Oh man, my Maserati's screwed. Well, the front's knackered anyway. Whee! Hello mate. So I had that, and the problem with all Pong consoles is they're 2-player only. So when your friends are not around, like they're visiting their own family or it's a school night and you've got homework, you know, even if you've done your homework, you can't actually play on the, you know, the video game system. So, oh man, I wouldn't mind another one of these cars, but I can't see one. No, that's not. Oh, we found a freeway, it's bloody amazing. What are you doing on the outside lane on the motorway? Oh, actually, it looks more like a dirt track to me. I'm going to get out of here. I hope the police. No man, I don't want a truck. They're on the road. For fuck's sake. Ooh, that'd do me, but let's get the big rig. So, now I'd seen the adverts for the Atari around 1980. First saw it in the catalogues and the Argos catalogue as well in 1979, I think it was. And I don't know if I would have seen it on any kind of TV or news or anything. Okay. Some of the roads are blocked off. Terrible turning circle. If you've got a small driveway, I don't advise getting one of these trucks. Oh man, I quite like these trucks. Where are they going though? Is this a dead road? And where are they coming from? We've just been up there. Oh no, we haven't actually. Oh, I want to go cross country in my truck. So yeah, the second system I had. Oh bloody hell, we're here again. Was obviously the Atari 2600, because once I'd seen it I was like, yeah, that's what I want. I couldn't tell you why, because this was before Space Invaders came out. Bloody rolled up on the floor. Oh yeah, don't smoke by the way. I have to say that. Can't be encouraging anyone. Not doing well here. This video is coming out even worse than the last one, I believe. Must be the music putting me off. Yeah, so the thing with the Atari 2600, it was £80 in Argos, £100 in the catalogue, mail order catalogue. Things like Grattan, Kay's catalogue, John Moore, they were all run by the same bloke actually. The same bloke who owned the company owned all those catalogues. Freeman's. Talk about false choice. But yeah, anyway, my mum wouldn't let me buy it in exchange for giving her £3.50 of my pocket money a week, because you could pay like 52 weeks. My mum was having none of it because she was worried that they'd get lumbered with a debt, and that was a lot of money back then. I need a better car. Music selection is terrible. It's your fault. No. That reminds me of Action Bike at that point, so we've got to have it now. Gonna have to give you a sandwich, mate. And I don't mean to try it with butter. I'll fall off the bloody bike here. Now he shit himself and he runs away, and the other one's right there. There we go. Quick. We have to run to the bike. Ah, fuck you, mate. What an asshole. Oh, now we're stuck on the motorway with no ride. They will stop, actually. I don't want that. Beggars can be choosers. Especially if that happens to me. Oh, what an arsehole. So, I had to save my pocket money for about 5 or 6 months to get a VCS, and I managed to do it. Went without sweets, crisps and drinks, Panda Pops, cup drinks, all that kind of shit. That's a Ford Bronco, that's a police car. So you can go, you can go. Why are they all bloody trucks? Who hit him then? They're all trucks and bloody... Alright, we'll have to get in this one then. It's Ford Rancher. Dirt. Yeah, that'll go. This is a 90s kind of game. So eventually it was like the last week before the school holidays finished for summer. End of August, and I think my dad gave me an extra week's pocket money just so I could have this bloody thing before I went back to school. And I think it would have been my second year at secondary school.
Let's party! Then let's go traveling to the Far East and live at one.
Shut up. So yeah, I still remember we went in my dad's medium grey Citroen. I think it was a GSA. It has a normal family one, cheap car. And I still remember that day. It was an autumn day, of course. But there was, you know, mostly blue sky, some white clouds. The leaves had turned orange, basically, you know, because of autumn, and they were starting to fall. There was loads of leaves on the floor. And we parked in a side road, off a side road, at the side of Argos in Edmonton, 4th Street. I've got a picture of that somewhere. I managed to get that just about using the rewind facility on Google Street View. So we got that. My mum found out the games were 30 quid. She went bloody ape shit. And so I was stuck with Combat until bloody Christmas. So Combat is a 2-player game for the VCS. But I still remember walking that crisp autumn morning. It was sunny with a few clouds. There's a, you know, a bit of a chill. It wasn't warm like now, how they've fucked up the planet. And clutching this huge box with a VCS in it, which I got from Argos. And then getting home, and my best mate, he's not in. He's gone to visit his auntie with his family. So I'm here with a 2-player fucking packing game, and it wasn't until the next day, the Sunday, that my friend come round and I actually had any fun with the VCS. And I hated Combat because it was 2-player only. Oh man, the car looks cracking. So I had that, and hang on a minute. Right. All the cars are shit today. Just your luck, mate. But you can't really get cars off here.
Oh, you think you get a break from being in a revolution? We're not going to stop. Heads are going to roll. And I'm talking specifically about that bitch at the record store.
So I had a VCS, and you know, that was a problem with the VCS. The games were 30 quid, which was 6 weeks worth of pocket money. If you didn't spend any of it. That's expensive, 6 weeks. How many kids today can't buy a game, even a used game, because there was no used games, there weren't even budget games when this shit started. You know, it was only stock clearance of things like Air Sea Battle for like £15, which I got at Christmas time, along with Space Invaders. Very continental, this bit, isn't it? So that was a problem with that, you know. There's only so many games I had for it. I think I had less than 10 games by Christmas 1982, which is when I got a Vic 20. Bloody roll-ups, man. Keep going out, fucking piece of... Don't smoke, by the way. Right, that's better. I can drink coffee while driving. I don't need no cup holders like the millennials. And, actually, I think the water bottle's been in the way the whole time. Ah, well. Problem solved. So, yeah, I distinctly remember having to pick out which computer I was going to get, and you know, there were magazines around which would give you the pros and cons of various machines. Yeah, enough of this rubbish. What the fuck? What's going on with this camera angle?
You want to know what you're up to?
Yes, I know exactly what I'm doing, my love. That's a bit better. Let's see how fun with the game now. Well. So yeah, and I wanted a Commodore 64. I really wanted a Commodore 64. The camera takes time to turn, if you actually see. You can manually turn the camera, but I've got enough things to bloody sort out here. And it makes judging things a bit harder. Ooh, policeman there. I'll go this way. There's police everywhere. So, eventually I plumped for the Vic 20. I was allowed £200. And the only reason we got a computer is because, well, it's not a toy, is it? Oh, bloody hell. Just out my way with rubbish 4x4. It's just like today. Bloody 4x4s everywhere, clogging up the road. And me and my perfect driving school. Yeah, this doesn't handle that great. We need a motorbike, seriously. Ah, that's a rubbish one. Sorry. So, I got a Triumph colour TV. I think that was about £100. The cheapest portable one anyway. that was a turn in there for a second. So, oh man, is that a police car? Oh, it is a police car. We better get back in. Oh no. Anything except the bloody fancy. Quick, get in the car before the bloody police come.
I need your car, Pong.
Well, at least he's honest. And he didn't swear like usual. And he was driving with his lights off, so that's illegal. Yeah, great tail lights. This is a great car. Reminds me of that film with James Brody, The Car. You should check it out actually. So I got a big 20 starter pack. First typing game I played was that was Christmas 1982. First typing game was a skiing game on the big 20, which I've uploaded on my channel. And you've got 4 games: Race, Opic, Blitz, and something called Typer Tune. And Blitz was the only one I really played, mostly shit. I've got a cartridge of Avenger by Commodore, and my sister bought me a Point Master joystick, and Vic Panic and Cosmiads both by Bug Bite Software. Nah, that's not a nice car. But, yeah, and I did get Laser Zone, and I cut, oh shit, of all the things to hit, it's a bloody police car.
Johnny, I love the show, but I was wondering how tall are you?
I'm as tall as you want me to be. When we lay down, we'll be the same size.
Yeah, but how tall are you?
About average, baby. About...
No nice cars, what's going on? Convertible alert. Look at that, man. Might handle like a knackered boat, but they sure looks like something. He's going to come off me, so.
My call, I have to agree. Europe was a little bit odd. Eastern Europe was good for a few years after the wall came down, but even there, the police are too strict. You just can't let your hair down.
We're going to get in here, I think. That's what you think, mate. Wait, I'm getting in there. Wait. What an asshole. Ah, it's someone else jacked that car. I have to get this one. Looks like a weird Ford Capri. Probably 20 foot long, don't know any American. So, you know, sadly I never really got to see all the great games of the VIC-20 until, you know, maybe 20 years later. So that's a real shame because it's a great machine. But I would never have bought all those expensive cartridges, which most of the best games were on cartridge. Star Battle, which is Galaxian, and Jelly Monsters, which is Pac-Man, and I don't mean a rip-off, I mean the exact same bloody game. Pretty much an arcade converter. Ooh. Ah, that's more like it. So, the VIC-20 stopped working after 3 months. Well, by the end of February, basically. First weekend of March, we went back to the shop, and the salesman, who looked like Nick Kershaw with black hair, same hairstyle though, he told us there was no more Commodore's VIC-20 starter packs. What a stupid place to put the lamppost. That's the council's fault, that is. Oh, we missed a fucking ramp because of the stupid sun. So Some say driver's more realistic because you can't run anyone over, but I beg to differ, sir. Here we go, Dukes of Hazzard. Whee! Ooh. And we're on the beach. You can't go wrong if you're on the beach. Except the car's rear wheel drive and we're fucked now. Ah well. Make him run up the hill. Serves him right for being such a bad dude. Yeah, that'd do. I can live with that. Oh, it's the same car. Same radio station. There we go. So yeah, we're in Lasky's in Enfield Town, which is where I got the VIC-20 and the Triumph television, which I've never seen a picture of ever again, but luckily I remember mostly what it looks like. I was looking at the camera there, that's my excuse. Oh man, now my car's ruined. And because Commodore only did the VIC-20 starter pack for that Christmas period, they had to give us the £200 back. Now, they didn't want to lose the sale completely, so what he said to us was he would let us keep the cassette deck, which cost £45 or £50 for the Commodore computers, the VIC-20, the PET and the C64. If we bought a Commodore 64 from them, and their prices were pretty good actually. They weren't at recommended retail price, they were a bit lower. Now maybe 10%. Same song twice, wake up you stupid bastard DJ. The mayhem you can cause is unbelievable. But the cars still keep going. Blame it all on the tractor. Man, I've got a bit of apple in my tooth. So we bought the C64 there, so because it was, you know, not long till my birthday, it was an early, what a bastard. Just when I'm on the bloody motorway and I think I'm saying, what is this, the M7, M1? Go down the side there, no thank you. I thought all the roads were straight in America. That's why their 80s cars handled like shit.
All you need to get through this life is a little patience and a speedball.
Where's he going? For fuck's sake, as if he can overtake this.
Chick in a strange bed with beer cans and underwear across the floor. Run the hell out and get to the clinic.
So that's how I got a C64.
It's not often you're a new track
but I still had the games until I like moved abroad to work a contract for like a year.
No quarter given.
So I didn't have a VIC-20, but I still had the games that I had. So, but yeah, I had a C64 really early in 1983. Right, we need a new car. Eventually your car will just explode. My choices, they're all the same rubbish. Oh, fucking hell. There's a definite pile up now, so anything that's not damaged, not really. This is great. This isn't a sandbox game, this is a toy box game. This is what you did with your Matchbox cars, you just crashed them all together. Why doesn't anyone slow down? Are they that stupid? What we needed was a motorbike to get stuck there. Yeah, that'd do. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I had a C64 really early. I came home on a Saturday. We had no games. I know some games I typed in for the C64, but I don't know if there were any in CVG, Computer and Video Games, which was the Bible for 8-bit computers. So the following day we went to Sunday Market in Edmonton again, and I bought Xylogon and Punchy. And I bought Xylogon first because I thought anything that starts with Z must be a Zaxxon ripoff, especially with a spaceship on the front. One of the worst fucking games on the C64 ever, and that's the first game I ever loaded on the bloody thing. But Punchy is really good. It's a Hunchback clone written by David Whittaker. He didn't just do the music, he done everything. The entire game is by him. So those are my first two games, and at that Sunday Market where I famously got my first leather jacket, got some winter boots once as well. I got those two games, and things were just fine and dandy. And then when I wanted to do some serious programming for my schoolwork, couldn't really do it on the C64. Even though Laser Basic is really good on the C64. This is a cover. So I got an STM, that's the one without the built-in disk drive, but it has got the TV modulator. And I used that from summer 1986. Now it wasn't long, it was only about a year. Ooh, we're going the wrong way down the one-way street. It's just like Outrun, I need to get through the trees now.
In the 70s, there weren't many artists who could hold a candle to Crystal Ship, but I would have shared a stage with The Who anytime.
Law of averages, you're probably going to hit the trees. So my Amiga 1000 I actually bought from a doctor, a GP, and he was buying the air quotes, I'm doing air quotes now, oh crap, don't hit the police cars. He was buying the, in quotes, more powerful Amiga 500 coming out later that year. So I bought his Amiga 1000 for 275 quid. And that is my favourite computer of all time. Absolutely lovely computer. Everything about that computer is magical. The build quality, the styling, you know, the design genius with a keyboard going under the CPU box. It was so silent and elegant next to the PC I was doing my, you know, project on at school. RM Nimbus PC that was. I've still got the basic manual for that. I found that the other day. Very classy beige and brown affair, that manual cover. Very lovely. So after that, I got a Mega Drive actually, and I took it with me abroad while I was working. A year later, because I got the very first one that came out, because they came out in Hong Kong at the same time as Japan, and because they're in from Hong Kong, like an import, they would run you know, European games as well. You just plugged them in and they would just work. Oh crap. Twisty roads, what's going on? I thought this was America. So yeah, where was I? Oh yes, so I had a Mega Drive after that, and I've already talked about the story with the SNES. None of us were interested in a SNES. As far as we were concerned, Mario was the guy in Donkey Kong Jr. that you had to vanquish because he was a cunt. Nothing changed there then. Oh, we're heading towards the city. Maybe we start seeing some more expensive cars, maybe. So yeah, we got a SNES basically when the Street Fighter 2 bundle was released, because then it was worth getting the SNES because you save 50 quid on having to buy that stupid game. Personally, I didn't find it quite as magical as Space Invaders on the VCS back in 1980. So I was 10 when I got a VCS, 12 when I got a VIC-20, and still 12 when I had a C64. Magic! So after that, I didn't really buy anything. My mate, oh no, actually that was after I got an Amiga 1200. The day they came out, I bought an Amiga 1200, and I still got that one. I might have opened it, I hope I haven't, but it's horribly yellow. If I've opened it, I'm going to retro bright it. But if I haven't opened it, I'll have to have another solution sorted out for that. It's a weird road. Let's do a little fly trap here. Oh no, look, the bikes are going round, isn't it? I need to wait for the bikes. And they're not coming. We'll have this piece of shit.
I'm jacking your sorry ass, Pong.
Ooh. That's better. Just like the real radio, a song you want to listen to is playing on a different fucking station, and then you've got to scan through 10 seconds of shit constantly for another fucking half an hour. Stone Roses, of course. Yeah, you stay in your car, man, you little nerd. Wait. Piss off, mate, I'm smoking. You know what, I forgot what I was talking about. No, I got an A1200 the day it came out. I got a 486 25MHz PC at the same time. So that was quite interesting. The operating system DOS is fucking horrendous. But at least we didn't hit the police car.
Oh man, thanks for that.
Now I'm just going to sit in the car and listen to the tune, blocking the road. Blister compact with blistering performance. That's a classic. So yeah, the DOS thing only had 8 characters for the file names, which was a real joke if you're interested in graphics. Try having a hard drive and labelling all your pictures with just 8 fucking characters. Ridiculous operating system. It was worse than the VIC-20. And then Windows 3.1 was just stupid. So, and then after that, I think the first thing I got was a PlayStation when they first come out. First generation of PAL PlayStations, you could do the CD swap trick with. But whilst I still had my Amiga 1200 with only 2 meg and no accelerator cards or anything, or even a hard disk, I used it the same way I used my Amiga 1000. Oh, hang on, tell a lie. I forgot about the 1990 Amiga 2000 I had. Yeah, I bought one of them with a 1084 SD. And that was a real ugly, noisy machine, but the keyboard was nice, but I preferred the Amiga 1000 keyboard. It's like being in a real traffic jam. If only I had Dolby Pro Logic on this shitty built-in mic on my stills camera that just happens to do VGA. Yeah, ain't gonna do the car anymore, mate. I'm not standing alone on it, but he is sinking into my car. Man, the Stone Roses knew about the future. Eventually the whole thing will be gridlocked and you could go out and start cherry picking your next car. So yeah, but my Amiga 2000 had a built-in Supra WordSync 42 megabyte hard drive and a 5 meg of RAM. So it was quite a powerful system. I used to grab 120 frames from Buck Rogers, you know, the TV show, when they're having the fighting scenes.
We've got the hottest game in town. Nobody offers you more gaming value, and you'll teach the kids some important life lessons about real capitalism.
Dad, I lost all my money.
Yeah, I used to with Vidi Amiga. Vidi Amiga. So I think there's a moth in this room because my cat's just decided sleeping is not for her. Need to see the card. Ooh. No, that's rubbish. Bloody hell. That'd do me. Yeah, and then use them as anim brushes in Deluxe Paint 3. I'll give you a card back. No, I'm only joking. Radio's putting me off now. The hell? Why did you stop in the middle of the road then, you knob? What do you expect to happen? You should have gone to school and studied physics. So yeah, my Amiga 2000 was really powerful, but it was really noisy like my PC. And it was really ugly, fucking horrible, and beige. God, what are you doing, man? So after all that, it was a PlayStation 1 with a CD swap trick, Japanese version of Ridge Racer, probably from Kex, that's where I first saw it, where Charlie Brooker stole my personality, so now I have to have this shit one. Ooh, that was a bit of blocking in. And then after that I had a Saturn. I got that I think a year later because Ridge Racer 2 was shit. Tekken 2 wasn't really that much different to Tekken 1. It was a bit better, I think it was better. But on the Sega Saturn, Computer and Video Games said now's the time to get a Sega Saturn. The second coming, they called it. Hilarious, I know. What the hell's wrong with these people, man? So I bought a used Japanese Saturn, but he also had a Daytel Universal Converter, a couple of UK games, one of which didn't work. And Sega Rally, Virtua Fighter 2 and Virtua Cop boxed with 2 light guns. which was a great game to play on my 28-inch Mitsubishi Diamondtron. That's the end of the road there for you, boy. And yeah, I went out and got it basically on Computer and Video Games recommendation for Virtua Fighter 2 and Sega Rally. And they played the Japanese version of both. So, you know, picking between a Saturn and a PlayStation for me is a bit hard actually, because there's just as many good games on both. Tomb Raider has got less graphical glitches on the Saturn for a start, but Wipeout 2097 is better on the PlayStation. You know, you've got to be honest about these things. Horrendous rainstorm we're having. And then once Zelda Ocarina of Time, the only version of Zelda I actually like. Oh no, I pressed the wrong button. No! We'll have to get this, whatever this is, we've got to have it. Oh no! It's this bloody station wagon, isn't it? Oh, I think this is the music from My Name is Earl. Well, this sample anyway. Sample. Luckily it's night time, I'm not embarrassed by how beat up my crappy 4x4 is. It's not even a Range Rover from the 70s. So I've got an N64 for Zelda Ocarina of Time. There you go. Music's putting me off now. There we go. So Nintendo's 64, I didn't buy that many games for it. I did get F-Zero for the Nintendo 64. Never had it on the SNES. I had Starwing on the SNES, which I did play. But by that age, you know, in your 20s, you're thinking, what are these childish, ridiculous characters constantly butting in that don't even shoot anything. Yeah, so that's the SNES reviewed. And I got Star Fox on the Nintendo 64. And they were good games actually, I did quite like them. I'm trying to think what else. Top Gear Rally, which wasn't as good as Colin McRae on the PlayStation 1. There's no Colin McRae games on the Saturn. Ooh, I nearly hit the policeman and that would have been his fault, but they start shooting at you. Bloody hell. Where's all these police cars coming from? So after the Nintendo 64, I tried Colin McRae Rally on my PC, which was a Packard Bell Extreme Tower. AMD Athlon 2 GHz thing, no 2000, XP 2000. And once I'd seen how badly Colin McRae 3 ran on that thing, I was like, right, it's cheaper to get an Xbox and Colin McRae Rally 3 than to get a graphics card that will run it the same from our PC. I didn't really like Windows PCs anyway. What the hell's going on there? They're shooting each other. Hey man, that's my lane, isn't it? They're just interrupting my train of thought. Is rude. No analog buttons in. There's too much traffic on there. I'm going the other way. We can go in the middle bit. that was a good rescue. So that's how I got the Xbox One, and it came with Jet Set Radio Future and Sega GT on the same disc. As they were the pack-in games. I had the original one with the massive controllers. I'm going to do a video on them one day. Just to play Colin McRae 3. And the Colin McRae games on the Xbox are really good actually. But Jet Set Radio Future, when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is like a cartoon. You know, a smooth 25 frames per second, super smooth high-res cartoon. And you know, that was really jaw-dropping, that was. Same thing with on the PS2, WRC 5 and 4 look amazing. They're really nice looking rally games, really smooth. And that's basically why I bought a PS2 and to play DVDs on, because my £50 DVD player from Asda had stopped working after 13 months, so that's all money down the toilet. And after that, really, it was just Xbox 360, basically for Need for Speed Most Wanted, because I was in the same situation as Colin McRae Rally 3. And my original PC. I'd have to buy a really expensive graphics card that cost as much as an Xbox 360. So I bought an Xbox 360 and Most Wanted. Never played Halo. Tried it once, got stuck after, I don't know, 90 seconds, and I was like, fuck this shit. But I did get games for it because I like the Xbox 360 controller. It's certainly better than the PS2 and PS3. And that's about it really. I've never bothered to buy anything after that. And I've been buying VIC-20 and Commodore 64 stuff since, you know, the mid-90s. Like 93. Oh man, come on, give me a break. So it's not like I ever stopped buying any of that stuff. I was buying, you know, things like a Commodore Plus 4 from Yahoo Auctions UK. As well as Panzer Dragoon Saga RPG. So I don't know how much time there is on the camera, because I ain't got me reading glasses, so. Yeah, we gotta have one of these. Something a bit classic. So yeah, that's all the games I had. Now these videos, I always wanted to do talkie videos. They're a bit rough, aren't they? So I always wanted to do talkie videos whilst driving, but I hardly drive anywhere. My journeys are about 1 or 2 miles really. So I don't have a dash cam anyway, but I have this thing which has like, you know, 50 times optical zoom. It's like the next step down from a digital SLR. Whee! Look at those brakes. It's Christine, and the music goes as well. So I thought, well, if I'm just driving around in an open world game like this, which is basically the PS2 equivalent in game engine terms, not gameplay, of Action Biker on the C64. You could drive around the whole county. Whee! Now we're back here again. Let's go a different way this time. So yeah, I thought, well, you know, talk about, you know, stuff not particularly related to a specific game. And recently I've been doing these things called bootleg videos for my retro real hardware retro series I'm working on. I need to find a video editor for that. See, I'm so calm, I'm not even interrupted by the accident here, which was obviously his fault. He should have seen me coming. Wow, this is like a bullet. Because there's shadows, you can't see the bloody things on the side of the road. So yeah, the hold up with the other videos, which I've probably got 100 hours footage of now, is basically I can't find a video editor that will handle 50 frames per second and is as simple and effective and precise as the freebie video editor in Camtasia. So I'm a bit stuffed there. No, I don't like 4x4s. Ooh, that's some nice scenery here. I quite like this. He's not happy with me.
Where you going?
Hit the brakes and he'll fly right by. That's a classic Top Gun manoeuvre there, sir.
What are you doing?
Ooh, I want a bike. Please don't get on a bloody bike. Oh no, it's a bloody scooter, isn't it? Oh no, and that's a policeman. What luck. So yeah, once I find those videos will go up, and I've been playing Atari 2600 games on my Sony Trinitron CRT and recording it in this kind of pirate video quality that you're getting now, but at 50 frames per second. With the good condition Atari VCS joystick for most of them, so that was fun. Played Indy 500 with the driving controllers, which I've never played before in my life. Never used them controllers.
Oh, man.
This thing's knackered, I can't even overtake that crappy truck. I'm not even in your way, mate. I'm in a different lane. Yeah, I'm having to concentrate. Yeah, you want a nice Harley Davidson motorbike, really. Some good tunes. It's amazing, this city though. This is how far we've come from Action Biker when you're driving around, open world. They're not sandbox games, they're toy box games. It's like having a huge play city with people and little cars that are alive and getting on with things fairly realistically. This thing's going to blow any second now, so... we're buggered here. Oh, they're all rubbish. Let's have a pink car. Oh, and we get Depeche Mode. My personal Jesus. So I better start talking now because the bloody auto-copyright bullshit. So, yeah, that's basically the hold up there with them videos, but it's been real fun playing a real SX64, the portable C64, and I filmed the actual screen, the 5-inch CRT from the SX64 for you. In shit quality, but it's real hardware stuff.